Ah, the school bus. It's not just transportation. It's a test of patience, endurance, and occasionally your sense of smell.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Tone, and today we're talking about our worst school bus experience. All right, here we go. Riding the school bus was insane. Wait! One more thing. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe.
Ah, the school bus. It's not just transportation. It's a test of patience, endurance, and occasionally your sense of smell. Everyone's got stories, and everyone remembers.
Bro, on the most realist note ever, there was nothing worse than having to get up at 6 in the morning and then getting on the bus by 7 o'clock and then getting the most rancid smell from the kid with the worst BO who hasn't showered in 4 days with his goofy ass Minecraft creeper hoodie and his Linkin Park music that was spewing out of his lime green beat solos.
Today we're diving into the chaotic, loud, and downright bizarre world of this school bus. From the moment those doors swing open, you're greeted with that all too familiar smell. A mix of old gym socks, crusty lunches,
there it is,
and something else that would make you question if the bus has ever been fucking cleaned. You walk down that narrow aisle and you're immediately faced with the daily dilemma. Where to sit? It's not just about a seat, it's about survival. If you got the wrong seat, you end up sitting next to the wrong person. And that—
No, there was always this unwritten rule of like what assigned seat you had. By the middle of the year, you had that seat picked out, your ass imprinted into the green seat, and you knew who you sat with if you sat with anybody. Cool kids sat in the back, obviously where I sat, and then the weird kind of quiet kids sat up front, and then the people that were mostly tolerable and kind of nonchalant but still pretty chill, they sat in the middle, okay? And if you were the real weird person, you sat on top of the wheel. I don't know why people did that. I hated the wheel seat. It was the worst uncomfortable position to ever be put in, especially as a fat kid growing up. Having my legs and my knees pinned up against my stomach for at least 30 minutes to 45-minute bus ride was the most uncomfortable thing ever. And on top of that too, when you would have like a skinny kid next to you, I'm talking about this from experience, by the way, and he would have to take the aisle seat because I don't know why, because he was just a dick and he wouldn't let you have the aisle seat even though you're the bigger dude. It was the worst thing ever. What are those animals that curl up like a ball? What, like an antelope? Because then you look like this. That's what you look like. You're just stuck. You can't move. It's a true story, by the way.
That wrong person can just ruin your day before it's even started. Whether that would be smelling horrible, like, you know, they didn't shower, they smell like shit. Music that's playing way too loud. They're arguing with someone, and you have to overhear their conversation.
What did I just say?
This is a real photo taken from me back when I was in high school on the school bus. I would wake up, and I went on the bus one day, and there was this guy sitting in front of me, and he had this greasy-ass man bun that extended from his seat over to mine. So I was facing his man bun the entire morning, and I don't know how to navigate that circumstance. What do I gotta like touch it, get it out of my face? But then that's like, well, he's like, why are you touching me? It's like, oh, you know, I don't want to start shit. And this was an extra big problem because I would often lean into the seat in front of me to sleep. Not very comfortable, but when you're waking up at 6 a.m. on 2 hours of nothing, no sleep because you've been up studying and like a Red Bull, then yeah, you're gonna, like, your body's gonna make yourself fall asleep. In the back, it's pure anarchy. This is where the loudest kids reign.
That's so true, though. I remember like sitting up against the front of the bus and having like the really smelly kid up in front of me this one time, and I really just wanted to, you know, sleep for a second. Well, then I had to put my face up against the seat, which probably has been cleaned in 6-7 months. Who knows when it was sanitized? Then you just look like you're just like, while the dude in front of you with the greasy hair has got it just, it's just dripping down and it's just flaunting at you. It's just flaunting at you, and you can't do anything. It's just still flaunting at you, and then you. Horrible experience.
And yeah, you're gonna, like, your body's gonna make yourself fall asleep. In the back, it's pure anarchy. This is where the loudest kids reign supreme, blasting their music so loud you can hear it 3 seats away, even with your own earbuds in. And it's 7 a.m., 6 a.m. at this point. You hate it. And it's also usually the worst music imaginable. Like, shit you hear all the time, but he's still playing it for some reason. It's that NPC music that you've become hateful of because it's, you know, you hear it everywhere. They specifically curate a playlist to make your ears bleed at 7 a.m. It's just too early for this, but apparently that guy didn't get the memo. Although that's annoying, it's still relatively normal behavior. Playing music is a normal human thing. What is not normal is something that I experienced back in elementary school,
which
was a child on the bus would repeatedly bang his head against the seat in front of him for no reason at all. Now, you might be asking, is this guy on the spectrum? Is he autistic?
See, I don't remember that. Actually, I don't think I had anybody on the bus that did like anything too crazy like that, like start spazzing out. What kind of bus was this guy riding?
What made him do this, right? No. Literally, he would bang his head against the seat in front of him. No explanation, no context, just pure unfiltered weirdness. You'd think he's listening to heavy metal. or something. He's just in his own world.
Now that I remember, we had a kid on my bus when I was in like 6th grade. He would like pretend the seat in front of him was a speed bag. So he would just do this repeatedly nonstop. It was the most annoying thing ever because you could just hear faintly from the front where it was coming from, this banging sound just over and over and over again. And you're just like, please just shut the fuck up.
All right, now back to some more normal behavior that's also coincidentally insufferable. We have
Which
the
is?
teacher's pet and the bus driver's best friend. Who
Oh
have deep
my
conversations with the
God. This person would not shut the fuck up. I always like to call these kids loudmouth Larry because they would literally sit either in seat 1 or 2, the one right behind the bus driver or the one diagonal from them. And from the time they got on the bus to the time they got off, they are just yapping, and they just won't shut up. And it's about, oh, my mom does this. Oh, my grandma did that. Oh, my fucking dog had a seizure. Tell you right now, nobody cared. The bus driver did not care. You were not getting let off that bus any quicker.
Driver like they're on a podcast. These dudes sit in the front just to chirp with the bus driver. And honestly, like, you know, I don't even hate these people. I think teacher's pet is different. I think bus driver's pet is
I do.
necessary.
I hate them. I
we
hate
don't
you.
Want the driver crashing out.
I hate you. I don't care. I don't care. I hate you. I can't stand you. You're so obnoxious for no reason.
Literally, I guess. But hey, these people riz up the bus drivers.
What
They do is they sit up in front. They talk about anything from last night's homework to the bus driver's personal life, you know, his plans for the weekend.
It's always
all that
something.
stuff.
Always
problem
most
is when
random
that
thing.
And I think if you were the bus driver's best friend, you could probably bend the rules a little bit when it came to that sort of stuff. But
No.
more common, we got
Fuck
the
you.
sleeper. Now, that was me. I was the sleeper. But you know the
I don't care. Oh, I'm sorry if I keep pausing it, but I still don't care because I'm going to keep yapping about this. If we have the opportunity to pick our seats at the beginning of the year, and you're that kid that ruined it by being obnoxious, loud, fuck you. I had my seat picked out for a reason, okay? It fit me, it suited me and my personality, and you took that from me. You took that from everybody else. And for what?
But more common, we got the sleeper. Now, that was me. I was the sleeper, but you know the type.
I was too. Especially in the morning, I was definitely the sleeper.
Completely zonked out despite the noise and chaos. They've mastered the art of ignoring the world, catching Z's in positions that divide both logic and comfort.
Gotta figure it out.
Pothole or straight up rear end somebody, they don't flinch. They are still out cold. You kind of almost admire their commitment to unconsciousness. It's beautiful. Only problem is that you know, sometimes they literally fall asleep past their stop if it's like on the way home after school. That's happened to me a few times where I have to be like,
yeah, that
woken up
never
by the
happened
bus
to me.
driver who's like, wake up.
No, the problem with my bus is that I was on a transit bus, meaning like, this might even be the wrong word. I'm not researching this either because I simply just don't care. You can fact check me if you really want to. I still don't care. But I would be on a bus and then we would get to another school and then we would get on another bus. So before we got to the first school, I had to make sure I was up because if I didn't, I probably would have ended up back at the bus depot.
I'm like, my fault, man. I'll try to catch up on some sleep. And I never did. Never caught up on that sleep.
Nope, never caught the Z's.
What are they saying?
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Where are you?
It's kind of submissive. Whoa.
I'm sure there's going to be some stories in the comments of kids who slept through the bus and they like weren't found in time. So after everyone got off at school, the kid was still there back at
I always did kind of wonder this though. What happens if you did fall asleep on the bus? Do they just leave you there until 3 o'clock and they realize, oh look, little Johnny is still on the bus? Honestly, if this has happened to you or you know anybody that this has happened to, let me know down in the comments below. I really want to know what happens if a kid sleeps through their bus.
We also got the seat hoggers who act like they paid for first class tickets. They spread their bags, jackets, legs.
Yeah, these people are annoying.
Across the seats like they're claiming territory. If you ask if you can sit, they give you a look that, like, you know, you just ask for their SSN or something. It's the school bus, not a VIP lounge. Relax. It seems like the middle of the bus was the most normal spot. You really just had guys trying to get by, you know, stay out the way. You know, they got
this is where I normally
sat.
sat. I was just trying to get I was going on with my business, doing my thing.
Normal people. They're not too close to the chaos of the back, but far enough from the front to avoid the cringeworthy driver chats. They're in the neutral zone, where the socially awkward and semi-normal coexist in a relative peace. But don't get too comfortable.
That's right.
There's always a risk of catching a stray comment or some shit talking from the...
This is what I deem as the best section of the bus. And here's why. This is the front of the bus, and this is where the weird and smelly kids sat. They wouldn't do much. They kind of just sit there, smell up the bus, and just, in general, just, you know, do their weirdly things. Then you have the back of the bus. This is where the drama stirred up, the loudmouths, and like the quote-unquote popular kids sat in the back of the bus because they were the rebels of the school or the bus or whatever. Then there's the middle of the bus where me and other nonchalant people sat. The normal people. The people that could get along with pretty much everybody. The bright side about the middle of the bus is that you get the drama from the back and hear everything that's going on, but your social battery was already drained, so like you can kind of just ease in the conversation if you really wanted to. Another perk about the middle of the bus is you can get off fairly quickly when it was your stop. There was no hauling in between book bags, stepping over people. It was luxury. It was nice. It was convenient. Third perk, well, I don't know if you would even call it a perk, but you didn't have to smell the smelly kids as bad. You weren't up in front next to the BO. You could kind of like wisp it out and like open all the windows and such.
You don't think it's weird to fuck 16-year-olds?
It's weird,
What the fuck? What?
but they're so hot.
What is going on?
Shut up. Shut up with your feminism. Yeah, come here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the back of the bus was definitely racist. 100% homophobic and racist.
Of course, I gotta mention the bus driver themselves. You know, some
The
days
most
they're driving
unhinged
like they got a
content
death
comes
wish
from the
hitting
back of the
every
bus.
fucking pothole. Like they're going for extra points. Other days they're cruising so slow you'd swear they're sightseeing, you know, trying to not get you home as soon as possible. That's the worst, when in the morning they get to school extra quick, and when they're taking you home, they are extra slow. You're either holding on for your dear life or wondering when you're gonna need to walk the last mile. They're unfazed by everything from the fights to the loud music, to the kid who's having a meltdown in the front seat. You know, they've seen it all and they've clocked out mentally long before you even got on. Really years before you even got on. They've been doing this oftentimes for a while. They say it's not their first rodeo. And then on the ride home, you know, it's at that point everyone's wound up from the day. That weird smell has intensified and the bus has turned into
gets
a rolling
blasted up.
zoo. The same chaos.
Oh, the worst was the winter time when the smelly kid who has the greasy hair with the rancid BO, you know who you are, and if you don't know who you are, you know exactly who I'm talking about. The smell, the development of fungus growing underneath their armpits. It was worse in the wintertime because when it was cold outside, what does the bus driver do? Crank that heat up to 100 degrees. And when you got the smelly weird kid sitting in the front of the bus right by the heater, what does that do? It starts amplifying their smell. Looking back on it, I think this is the part of life where you're at that age where like you were supposed to be wearing deodorant, but you don't know that you're supposed to be wearing deodorant and you don't have anybody to tell you that you're supposed to be wearing deodorant. That doesn't disregard the idea that you smell.
And in the summer, forget it. The bus becomes a
Oh, yeah,
sauna
forget
on
about
wheels.
it.
The windows barely open.
Fucking
Everyone's
forget about it.
sweating like they're on the sun, and you've crammed in with 40 other kids trying to survive the ride home in like 100-degree heat. It's a miracle that any of us ever
That's what I'm
made it. Who
talking
else do
about.
we
That's
got?
exactly
Who
what
did
I'm
I not
talking
mention?
about.
Oh, the hot Cheeto girl, obviously. I mean, that's more of a person you encounter in school. But,
Oh
yeah, she's
my
the bus
god,
for
this bitch would not shut the fuck up. It was always something. It was always about this. It was always about that. Oh, I just got my fucking nails done. Oh, I just got my hair done. Oh, I did this. I did that. I watched this makeup tutorial. I did that makeup tutorial.
Sure. Her parents are not driving her to school, but you think they want to deal with that shit? Hot Cheeto Girl's munching away at 7 a.m. Her breakfast consists of flaming hot Cheetos, and it's somehow the crunching in her mouth is louder than the shit that the dude's playing on the speaker in the back. But even
The worst thing about the hot Cheeto girl isn't even like her eating. It's the smell of her breath after she's done eating the hot Cheetos. It's just foul. It's so distinct. It doesn't even have like a description to it. It's just that smell.
even worse than that is the comments that she makes, like, "Oh, period," and it's like, bro, we haven't even
Slay,
started first. Why are you talking
period,
about
queen,
These
shut
girls are
up.
very loud. They're very annoying. It's like she's fueling up for the day on pure MSG and artificial coloring, leaving behind those iconic red fingerprints on everything she touches. It's great. It's awesome. I love going to a
Yup.
seat knowing immediately who it was occupied by before me. You also had like random fights that would break out on the bus.
Oh,
Those
these were the
amazing
best.
When,
Oh, these were the
people would start
best.
yelling at each other and it would escalate into a fight. Bro, how are you gonna fight on the bus, man? Like,
It's always the back of the bus. It was always the back of the bus. The people that were loud and obnoxious and just had to be the star of the show.
at least wait till you're like not on the bus. I could have worded that better, but you get the idea. It's like, what the hell are we doing? Like, bro, get to school before you fight. And then I think for the most part, the rest of the people on the bus were pretty normal. But yeah, it smelled bad, bad people, but you know, some normal people on there. Yeah, so that's it. That's the school bus experience, and in all of its chaotic, loud, and sometimes stinky glory. What's your craziest school bus memory?
So my worst school bus story, I think, goes back to maybe, I think, 4th or 5th grade. There was this one girl, and I can't remember her name. I'm just going to say her name was like Hannah. Hannah seems like a really bitchy name. She just like, she wouldn't shut up. She was always gloating about the most random things. And on top of that, too, she would always like pick on me and my friend for like no reason. Like, she was just that person who like thought she was better than everybody else. Anyways, this one day in particular, she got paired up with me in this assigned seat. We got, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I don't know what we did, but our bus driver literally just paired us up together in this assigned seat. And on top of that, too, our bus driver fucking reeked. He was big and smelly, so the smell of BO was even worse. Pretty much, if you compared him to bubble baths, it would pretty much be a duplicate picture. Anyways, I'm sitting next to Hannah in this bus seat, right? And she just starts yapping about some dumb shit, and I can't remember what it is, because this was like 15 years ago at this point. And I'm in my seat, minding my own business. I'm sucking on a dum-dum, one of those lollipop things. I think it was like blue raspberry something. So I asked her politely, because she was talking to somebody else. I'm like, hey, can you please just, you know, quiet down a little bit? You're being a little loud. And then she just starts bullying me like she was entitled to something. Like, I asked nice. It's not like I just commanded you just to like stop talking. Like, it's not like I just demanded for you to just like shut up. Even though I kind of was, but in a nice way. So anyways, she was just going on and on and on about me, right? So what I did, you know, being super nice and calm and not giving a single fuck, I took the dum-dum lollipop out of my mouth, put it in her hair, and wrapped it around. In the end, the outcome for me wasn't that great, but hey, I wasn't the dumb bitch with a lollipop in her hair.